This is the Reverend Laura Ellis here of Transitions Liaison, transitionsliaison.com. I want to talk to you today about anxiety, fear, paradigms, and hypnotherapy. The first thing I'd like to discuss with you is that paradigms are very real. A paradigm is a pattern. Either it's induced genetically or what you observed in the womb up to 10 years of age, and also a habit or pattern that you picked up on in the earlier years of your life. And this habit and or pattern, whether it be a pattern of consistent worry, or it could be a pattern of not feeling good enough, or it could be a pattern of chronic cigarette smoking, or it could be a pattern of chronic overeating, and you spend your lifetime attempting, I'll say, secular methods to consciously want to stop this habit or pattern, because on some level you know that it's not healthy for you. Whether it be excessive worry, worry can make you physically sick. Chronic cigarette smoking can make you physically sick. Chronic overeating can make you physically sick and cause your blood sugar to go up and down and left and right, and put stress on your heart and your arteries, and the list goes on and on and on. These are all things that you don't blame yourself, that you didn't have the ability to say no to, as your part of your mind, the critical part of your mind, was not developed until 10 years of age. That part of your mind is what actually gives you the ability, because it becomes developed at that point, to say yes to information or no. So you come into the world, you're born into the world without this critical factor developed. Think of it as an oil filter. It's not there. It's not developed yet. So again, everything in the womb, for example, if your mother, your birth mother, was under extreme stress while you were in the womb, let's say there might have been financial worries while you were in the womb. Let's say your biological father was not being very nice to her in the womb. It could be a myriad of things. You, as an unborn infant in the womb, actually are absorbing that information. You're feeling it, and it's all going into your subconscious mind, which is the storehouse of memory, which is your connection to God, if you will, the superconscious, and it lodges there like things that have been put into a storage unit for forever and ever and forgotten about. The challenge is that this information presents itself over and over again by default if you do not go through the process to shift the paradigm, to shift the thinking, which is why so many people, they start heading towards, okay, I'm going to make this decision. I'm going to have hypnotherapy by someone who's qualified as a facilitator, because I sincerely want change. I don't want to live the rest of my life this way. And they get to the tipping point where they're about to engage or register for hypnotherapy sessions, and automatically they stop themselves. Why is that? Why is that, if they know from many great sources, and it's been proven already through even the Catholic Church, that hypnotherapy is effective? And I'm using hypnotherapy because it's accelerated change. You can, and so let me get back to that. Why is it that people stop? stop themselves right before the breakthrough. It's fear. It's fear of the unknown, fear of change, even though consciously they may be saying, I really want to do this. It's a story that you keep telling yourself, not just consciously, but by default subconsciously as well. You know, the movie The Secret came out back in early 2000s. I don't remember exactly what year. And I had actually received it through methods unbeknownst to me, unknown to me really at the time. It wasn't released on the market at that time. And I watched it. And I remember thinking, well, this is, this is interesting. The movie, for all practical purposes, was based on the laws of attraction. And the law of attraction is, in fact, a spiritual law. It is a working spiritual factor that can attract things that you want into your life. But again, if you have subconscious block, let's just say, to keeping and earning money, you're not going to know how to implement the law of attraction properly for it to work for you. Because you have to clear the paradigm. You have to clear what's in the subconscious that's been riding you in a negative way all your life. You can see people out there that have degrees, massive degrees one on top of the other, and yet their life's a wreck and they can't function and they're not earning what they deserve through these degrees that they've earned. Why is that? It all goes back to the subconscious. It all goes back to shifting your paradigm. It all goes back to past conditioning and genetic conditioning prior to birth, prior to even coming forth in this lifetime, if you believe in past lives. So, how does hypnotherapy help you? Hypnotherapy will help you because once you're engaged with a good practitioner, they're going to ask you information, and information that they have learned in training as to what your fears are, your background, brief background, and so on and so forth. At that point, the hypnotherapist knows how and what new thought processes to implement under hypnosis, which goes directly to the subconscious mind to shift the paradigm, to shift these patterns and habits and things that are most times detrimental to your well-being. And there are long-lasting positive change involved in shifting your paradigm. Paradigms, I will say, plural on that one, because some people have more than one challenge. Some people were exposed to more than the other. However, after the hypnotherapy sessions, it is very important to stay connected, to stay engaged, and to keep re-implementing on a consistent basis these new thoughts and patterns that have been planted, I'll use that word, in your subconscious mind. What does that mean? Well, that means that perhaps extensive coaching. It means perhaps reiterating to yourself, based on your hypnotherapist's recommendations, a certain power phrase that was used in session that will assist you as well. But it needs to be consistent. It's the hardest work, aside from hypnotherapy, which is not, but hypnotherapy plants a very powerful seed, and the seed needs to be continually watered to grow. And I'll use this analogy as well. If you go to work and you've landed this wonderful position and you're satisfied with that for a time being, and then you recognize, well, wait a minute, this is not what I feel will be here for me long term. I need and want to grow and expand, which is healthy, always healthy to want to grow and expand. And yet something's holding you back from asking your manager or the HR people, whoever it is, that this is your desire. You want to move forward now. You want to move to even higher position. The fear just based around that is, and you not moving forward and implementing your thoughts and feelings about this to your higher ups, and I'm using that, of course, as an example, is also something that has been instilled in you way back when. So if you invest in hypnotherapy, you can move past that at a very rapid rate. But again, everything needs to be reaffirmed for a period of time, even with hypnotherapy. And without hypnotherapy, you could spend many, many years, and many people do, trying to figure out, trying to discern what is going on here with me. Why can I not attract the love of my life? Why do I fail in relationships? Why do I have anxiety every time I see a spider? It can be as simple as that, but that's not simple for the individual, is it? Because you find yourself in circumstances where it can be a major hindrance, especially if it has anything to do with you working outdoors. There are many, many things that have affected us prior to birth and prior to 10 years of age. But there's a lot of hope and a lot of promise. And I know for sure that hypnotherapy works. Is it an investment in yourself? Absolutely it is. But if you stop for a moment and think about what would your life be like if you don't move past the comfort zone, if you don't break through the barrier, or as in the Bible with the David and Goliath story, where so many people feared the giant. The giant's a metaphor. The giant is the giant within you that holds you back. And David, little David, as they portrayed him, came forth with one stone and one slingshot and a tremendous amount of courage and determined. Desire is key, determined to not walk in fear any longer. And he crossed the threshold of his comfort zone, and the giant fell dead with one shot from his slingshot. That's pretty much how hypnotherapy works. You cross the threshold, you invest in yourself. The subconscious mind rules your life. And if you take note on your past and your past conditions, and you recognize, I have been in this situation for 25 years and it hasn't changed. Do you know why it hasn't changed? Because it's, first of all, it's an extremely difficult thing to admit. Secondly, it needs to come to your awareness what exactly it is that's holding you back, which a hypnotherapist, a trained hypnotherapist, can do. A very good pastoral leader is able to make you aware of what's holding you back. There are many masters today that can assist you, because knowing what's holding you back is the first and foremost thing that you need to be aware of to move you forward. A lot of people are in denial. They don't want to know. I've known people that stayed in the same city, in the same state, all of their lifetime and never stepped out of their comfort zones. It's a sad thing, and it doesn't have to be that way. You need to learn what it is that's holding you back, and then you need to make a decision that you do not want to live with these fears or these challenges any longer. Once you do that, you're on your way. It takes commitment, and it takes an investment in yourself and your time. But what's the alternative? I can help you, and I'm in the business of helping people, and I'm in the business of changing beliefs. If you'd like some more information, please go to my website, www.transitionsliaison.com, or you may call to schedule a free consult, a 15-minute phone consult, at 386-275-1447. Invest in yourself and change your life, and you can begin today. To everyone, be well. Take care for now.